Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, June 12th, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me this Sunday. If you've been waiting for this recording, I've been waiting for some thunderstorms to go through the area, but here I am, and I am happy to be doing this for you, and I'm happy that you're listening. If you're new, please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com, and also please like and follow me on Facebook under Lisa M. Hopp, Spiritual Coach and Medium. On that page, the Facebook page, I put the link for a new YouTube channel for me that is called Life Manifest with an exclamation point. And this channel features 5-minute affirmations for the big topics: wealth, health, body, relationships. So please check that out. I also will be creating and loading some law of attraction educational videos on there, short ones, educating everyone about how to use energy to manifest the life that you desire. Because that's a real thing. That's a truthful thing. And so check it out. And yes, I'm also on YouTube, as you may be listening to this under my channel, Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. Thank you. Thank you for finding me. Thank you for everyone who comes and listens every week and comments. I appreciate you so very much. As I always say, I gotta find different words. Just gratitude. I feel immense gratitude. And this particular YouTube channel that features this podcast is growing. It's growing. And I'm happy about that. Let's keep growing it. Let's keep spreading the words and get thousands of followers. I don't mind that at all. So thank you. Please do. If you connect with this podcast today, please do like, subscribe, and share. Do plan on getting an Instagram presence more, and TikTok, let's just say I'm thinking about it. And it's all about access, really, just saying this, talking about the same topics, but on different ways, in order to reach people, where they are, and that's what it's all about. So thank you again for joining me. I'm going to get to today's topic. So today's topic was an easy pick. As some of you know, I sometimes don't pick my topics until like the night before, the morning of. But this one was easy because I've gotten a few questions about this week. And I've also seen out there that some of my peers are educating about this topic as well. So I'd like to talk about it. I'd like to talk about what happens when we pass. What's the experience? What is waiting for us? Now, I will say to you first and foremost that it's individual in its own way, but there's a common factor. There's a common energy that everyone experiences. And I mean everyone. Those who would listen to this podcast, all right? Those that you love, those that you wish to be in heaven, this is the common experience for you too as well. Most likely. Why I say that is I always tell my clients it's very hard not to get to heaven. If you have any capacity to love, if you tried at any moment to be a decent person, you go. But even those who are immensely evil, heaven will not give up on them. They always want our soul to be redeemed. They cheer, they find joy in a soul that has joined them, from that locked up place that can be like a hell. So know that, all right? There's really nothing to fear about when we pass. And when we do pass, we eliminate fear anyway. In that moment, we're so taken care of. That surrender, that calmness, that lack of fear does arrive for us in those last moments. If not a while before, depending on our individual story. So why I wanted to discuss this today is that the question's been posed to me about how do our departed loved ones feel about us when they pass? Do they think about the relationship between us? Do they think about what experiences we shared? And yes, what they may have done to us? Do they think about it? And the answer is, well, yes, but let me explain the understanding. So, when your soul leaves your body, it transitions. We are incapable of dying. We just escape, leave our physical body, our physical organs. Unfortunately, our taste buds. we leave that physical being that is ourself behind. And the part of us that is soul and spirit energy, it lives on and is very vibrant and is very young. And it is powerful. It is large. And it's our consciousness. It contains our personality. It contains the best of us. Not the physical body, but the mind, the subconscious mind, the superconscious mind. That best of us transitions into heaven, that part that makes us unique, that individuality that goes on. And in my understanding, it has an experience. It's greeted by loved ones, and perhaps angels. If your consciousness wants it, it's greeted by Jesus, perhaps by Blessed Mother Mary, by other masters. It's greeted by what is individual to you, what gives you the experience that is necessary for you to have. And I believe it's comforting. I believe it's assuring. Now, sometimes people have near-death experiences and they return to Earth. And occasionally someone will say they experience something more negative. But my understanding is that's about changing your world as you live in. That's why you come back. So there's a necessity about that. But that is not the reality that one would experience when they transition to heaven. They are met with tremendous, unconditional, accepting, adoring love. And I can tell you that I've experienced it. I've been pulled into that energy. And I've experienced it firsthand. And it's all I described, but it's more. It's truly indescribable. I was only there for moments. Might have been a couple minutes at the most. And I can tell you, I knew that I'd gone home. There was no doubt about it. I had gone to where I began and where I was going back to. My home base. And let's just say, though I was not depressed about it, I still, in my own way, did not want to return to Earth. I wanted to stay. But I knew that it was just a visit. They told me it was just a visit, and that I would return. Now, I want to also be clear. I do not have any evidence that in that moment I actually physically died. It wasn't that type of experience. It's like almost was like an astral travel a bit, but not one that I started, not one I did on my own. So whatever reason that higher consciousness wanted me to understand, and perhaps it was just for my work, so I could pass it on and tell people what love resides there. So they wouldn't have to live in fear, so they would know what was awaiting them. And I really think that was probably a lot of what it was about, but also a personal message for me, about me and my work. And so, but it wasn't even. I think it was a lot to pass it on, which is ultimately about my work. And I'm okay, and I'm more than okay with that, because I feel so blessed, so grateful, so humbled to be able to experience that energy for just a brief amount of time. So I can say to you with personal authority that you will know you're all right. You will be overwhelmed by the amount of love. You will be so grateful. You will also come to understanding. Everyone who passes comes to knowledge and understanding. You get to be your loved one first person, meaning if someone who passed and you do not get to say goodbye properly or leave with hurt still between you, that person gets to be you first person, completely you, what you thought, how you felt because of them. They get to experience that in heaven with all that they need to, that they want to, and that what is best for them to know. All answers are given in that moment. All understanding is revealed. But not only that, not only with their immediate soul group, their immediate family and friends, but they get to also understand the all. They're in the oneness energy now. We're all one. We're all connected to the one. But we often block it with our consciousness, with our physical body. We get busy with our days. We get distracted. We get emotional about the things happening around us. The bills, the things that in heaven are not a worry anymore. The stresses. We get distracted by that, so we block that oneness. Our prejudices, our pride can block that oneness knowing. But in heaven, we're naturally a part of it. It's almost like we're sucked into it. It becomes a part of us as we are a part of it. And with that oneness, being a part of that, we get to understand, well, the answers to everything. We get all knowledge of humankind, of why things were the way they were, why there was war, what healing has been brought. We get to understand the ripple effects, that how you impact the world when you thought you were so small at times and perhaps meaningless, that ripple effect. We get to understand the knowledge about those things we were against and what meaning they had. You get to understand people that you didn't get to understand, and things. And so it gets right to the point. You get to know there's really no religion. The point of, I guess, leadership in our world, and what expansiveness came from that. How they impacted, what courses we could have taken, what courses we did, what was averted in our world, what will come that also will be averted. All of that becomes a part of the known. And it's not just for the universe or the world as we know it, but also the paths are known for those we love. Now, of course, I want to say of course, assuming you know this, but in case you don't, those that we leave behind on earth have free will. But those in heaven know their potential paths. They know the purpose of their lives. They know the story that their soul is trying to live out for expansion and creation. So they know that no matter what, it'll be all right. That their loved ones will always be all right, always taken care of. It somehow will always work out, no matter what free will does, what free will dictates. They may not choose the best path or the easiest path, the greater path, but heaven will always try to help them out to have the greatest path, and that they as loved ones had to have the power to help in that way. So let's bring it in. And I'll explain what happens when someone leaves, where healing is not taking place, where the goodbye was not said, perhaps because you're not talking to each other. Perhaps there was no goodbye because of the way they passed. But let's take it to the healing part, the healing that needs to take place the most. This most wonderful thing, the most wonderful gift is there's always an opportunity for healing. Everything you think, say, and do in every way is an open book to heaven, is a radio signal. If you wish for healing, all you have to do is ask for it. All you have to do is talk to your loved one. They will receive it. And they will try their best to help you. But let's take it from their perspective, too. When they get to heaven, they, as I said, come to understand all the whys. They also get to be you first person. So there is often regret. In my work, there are a lot of apologies that are said from the other side. I didn't know, I didn't understand, I didn't realize how harmful I was, that mattered. We get so caught up in being human that we don't often understand our power to bruise another. Or we think we're right about hurting and bruising another when we find out how harmful it really was. So they are met by this tremendously immeasurable, perfect, adoring love, mercy. They are met by mercy, acceptance. And in that acceptance, everything is made clear of their impact. Good, bad, and maybe ugly. And they understand the power of healing because they've been accepted and they've been healed themselves through the energy of heaven. Or at least the process of healing is started, because sometimes even for them it takes time, even though they're in that massive energy. So naturally, by extension, they want to extend out the healing that they've been graced with, granted, out to those that they impacted. Often it's because they really did love you, even though they weren't able to show it. But also, it can be because they know the importance of giving that love and that healing. They want to give that mercy that's been extended to them. And so that's why those, I often say, that are around you are the ones that you wouldn't know would be around you, that you wouldn't expect, that you perhaps didn't have the relationship with, or that it wronged you, or that it hurt you. There are ones, as I say, that are there on steroids, overtime, trying to make up for what they didn't give, that they weren't capable of giving, and they want to now. Now, that doesn't mean, by the way, that you're not allowed to experience hurt and anger and rage and all those things about them. It's important to feel what you feel. But it doesn't mean you're blocking them. They're going to be there anyway. And I want to be clear about this part. And I can tell you I want to be clear because of my religious background, where I was taught about purgatory and cleaning up, and that you might not be good enough to get in. That you may not be worthy. That's something you should worry about. Okay, you are made in the image and likeness of your Creator, and you are loved. You are so loved. It's unconditional. It's unconditional. As I said in the very beginning, it's really hard not to get in. You would be inherently evil. And you're just sent to another side. You still have the opportunity for redemption. But with my background and being taught that you somehow have to earn heaven, your loved ones aren't serving you because they have to earn heaven. They're serving you because they want to. Because they now are experiencing love and feeling the love that they were unable to feel that much on earth. Even if they were capable of loving you immensely and showed it, expressed it, they still love you more from heaven than they ever could on earth. That's the truth. That's why they say sorry. I didn't say I love you like I should have. I didn't hug you the way I could have. I maybe showed you in other ways that I love you, but now I've come to understand the warmth, the hugs, the kisses, the expression verbally, how important that was and is. That's how they spend their time, trying to give you that in some form through their energy. Because they are all energy now. And so that is why we often get signs that their energy will often appear to us people in heaven, meaning, or in dreams, because we kind of bridge to them sometimes when we're sleeping. We'll travel ourselves a little bit to that heavenly realm, and they'll be there, so we dream of them. Or their energy is just close to us when we're sleeping, that they can get into that subconscious mind of ours a little bit. It's often a visit with just a wave or a brief word, and doesn't always have to make sense, but it's often lucid, like you feel it's real. That's them. That's them. But most of the time, they show themselves through energy because they are energy now. So they'll move coins around you, or flicker lights, or play with your cell phones, or they will make appliances and TVs glitchy. They can move photos, anything with ink around you, anything with energy truly, they can move or make appear around you. Because, hope you don't hear my stomach. Coffee, but not enough breakfast apparently this morning. Apologies. They can even use the energy of plants to make flowers grow off season. They can use people as messengers if they're open. They can't go against free will. They can't manipulate someone to do what they don't want to do. But can they use humans as messengers by talking in their ear? Yes. So there's so much around us as a form of energy, but do they often appear to us solidly like they were? No, not often, because that takes so much energy to form into a solid human form, because they've remember, left their skin, left their organs, they've left it behind. They don't need it anymore. They're more powerful and free and happy without it. Oh, our physical body. It sure is, well, it's a vessel, but it can be a very claustrophobic vessel. So they're very happy to leave that behind, except for those taste buds. They wouldn't mind tasting ice cream or things that they love to eat, or perhaps wine or something like that. That's something that can only go off memory now. But in every other way, they're quite happy without their body. So they come to you with signs, because that's the way they represent themselves now. So anything that's happening around you that is maybe you can't explain away, it's really most of the time going to be heaven showing itself near you. They can touch you, they can hug you, they wrap their energies around you. They can even tug your clothes or tug your hair. Very important to know that. That's their energy. And often it's about I'm all right or helping you to be all right. But do know that most of the time, probably 99.8% to 9% of the time, those that you have regrets about are with you, because they have regrets too, and they want healing between you. And I honestly think it's probably 100%. Just sometimes a very stubborn soul might hold on to their personalities, their beliefs for a while. But it's kind of hard. It's probably impossible for a soul to hold on to all that human stubbornness and such in heaven, because it's so massively full of that energy that it just gets to you. And that wisdom and that knowledge that changes you. It just may, for some, take a little bit longer to occur. But for a lot, it can happen in moments. Moments. Before you even know they're gone. They've had their review. They've arrived to be surrounded by their loved ones, their angels. And they're back with you. Oftentimes before you even know they're gone. It's that amazing. So do know that if you want healing with someone who has passed over, it's yours. Just desiring it is enough. And they most likely want it also. So I said, eventually it gets to 100%. It's close to it immediately. And so ask for it. Ask them to show you they're there. Talk to them. Let them feel you. Know also that this is a part of consequences. Ooh, it's now raining. Another storm flying through. I have a great microphone, so you might be missing all of these extra sounds. But if not, well, it's Sunday morning on a day with rain and cloudiness, and a need to eat more for breakfast. It's one of those days. But please know that what you want is most likely wanted for you. in the way of healing. And what I was saying before I was interrupted by the downpour is that there are consequences for all actions. There are consequences for all feelings. There's consequences for all decisions that we make. So those who harmed you don't get away with it. They get to feel being you. And that's the ultimate, quote, revenge. But it's not given to them in heaven like a revenge. It's not a cruelty. It's just the way it is. They get to know what they were like in every way. It's taken care of, listeners. It's taken care of. And so do know that you are that loved too. That you are that loved too. That those who did the most harm to you will get to know what it was like. Will get to experience what was done. And will in their own way get to pay for it through their feelings of pain because they caused it. No one is out of here scot-free. But keep in mind, it is nothing to fear. Because you get to also find out the overall large picture. What did that person you harmed go on to do because of you? What did you accidentally do to cause a great moment on earth? Because oftentimes we don't realize our own power. That's found out too. It can be overwhelming, but it's done with love, and it's done with mercy, and it's done with the type of love that a perfect parent who is capable of showing love in the greatest form, that's not even that magnified is what occurs. It's what's awaiting you in that wonderful dimension. And that dimension, by the way, is right around you right now. It's just inches away. Sometimes it's less than an inch away. When you're centered in the moment, it's there. It's a part of you. It's a part of all of us. It's a part of the oneness that all of us are a part of. We're all a part of it. What happens to another affects all of us. What another does affects all of us. But in heaven, as I said, that knowing becomes ultimately and very, very clear. Very clear. Thank you so much for joining me on this wet, stormy Sunday here on the East Coast of the States in America. I appreciate all of you again. Please be sure, if you're on YouTube listening, to like, subscribe, share. Please subscribe to the new channel, Life Manifest! Please also follow me and like me on Facebook under Lisa M. Pop, Spiritual Coach and Teacher. There's more things to come. Oh, yes, there's another YouTube channel as well, just for angel and spirit guide things. That's called The Guided Journey. And I know on this particular YouTube channel this podcast is on, I put the link under certain videos because these channels are growing, so they're a little bit hard to find because they're still growing. But look for the links. Even email me for the links at serendityharper@verizon.net, because there's some wonderful things with angel channelings and information guidance from that dimension for all of you. We are not in this alone, and we don't have to be in this alone, okay? Thank you so much for joining me again. Many blessings. Have a wonderful Sunday and a wonderful week. See you next time.